Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of the program Sport Pizza, where you get the absolute best in every exciting world of sport. My name is Brownson, Unwana. And last week we had the international break, and very fantastic because the Super Eagles of Nigeria, of course, were also fighting their way to get to the big World Cup, the biggest stage of world football. Now, this weekend, for all football fans, football will be returning to all the leagues in England, Spain, Italy. Now, of course, attention has finally gone to France with Leo Messi. Of course, Ronaldo, on the flip side, have moved to Manchester United. Let's see if those goal-scoring reign would continue. But lots of things to talk about the show. And, of course, the Paralympics has come and gone. Team Nigeria, 10 gold, 10 medal overall. I think it was a good one for the lads. But first, let's take a very quick break. When we come back, I'll introduce my guests, and then we'll get straight to the show. Welcome back. My strike partner, Olakunle joins me at this time. Kunle, good to have you on the program.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brownson. It's good to be back once again to talk sport on Sport Pizza. And just like you said, we witnessed a lot of qualifying, World Cup qualifying games, both in Africa and Europe and some other continents. Good to know that the Eagles were able to hold their own, carted away with 3 maximum points against Liberia. And of course, in Europe as well, we saw England winning their game. Was a fantastic one for them. And also Belgium winning also their game.
And that man Lukaku.
Yeah, Lukaku getting a brace in the game. Fantastic one for Belgium and of course England.
That's what it is as far as the race for the World Cup is concerned. We'll give you details of that later on in the show. But let's tell you that the Paralympics has officially come to an end, and Team Nigeria finished on the 33rd position. Now, they were also the 3rd team in Africa. Overall, 10 medals, 4 gold, 1 silver, and 5 bronze. Now, we would have criticized these lads, but if you look at what our Olympic teams did, you agree that this team deserves to be celebrated.
Yeah, they deserve to be celebrated. When you look at 2 medals from the previous team that participated, and of course 10 from this one. I think in the shot put, I was a bit disappointed with Onye, the young woman who actually participated in that category. I think that in the last Olympics, she got a better medal than the bronze medal, but this time around a lot of odds was against her, but of course she was able to win it, a bronze medal. And then for the fact that we won 4 gold medals is a good one for the country. But I think that we should always be progressing. We should not be digressing. And if you look at our past events, some people will have said, yes, we used to pack the medals at the Paralympics, but this time around it was not the best of performance from our athletes. But of course, one of the problems we've always had is the fact that we don't prepare on time, and these guys, those athletes are not camped ahead. We heard about what the
English team is doing.
What they are doing at the moment.
Was it not 2 weeks ago they released about 73 million pounds ahead of the Olympic that will commence in
about 3 years.
It tells a whole lot.
So I think you can't really heap blames on these athletes. I think our sport administrators really need to up their game. They need to prepare. It is very imperative to have adequate preparation ahead of major tournaments of this magnitude.
That's what it is, and let's see how well this. We've spoken about this time and time again, and sometimes it gets so tiring repeating same thing time and time again without any action being taken. If we must make strong statements in world sports, we need to invest. Sports is about investment. The 73 million we spoke about is not for the whole 4 years. It's I think quarterly or monthly that the country upped that price. So.
Yeah. Brownson, I even just to digress a little bit, just to corroborate what you just said, the ITTF, African Championship is ongoing. Table tennis in Cameroon, and the male, yes, we competed well with the Egyptians 3-2 in that in the individual game. In the female category, where we have Funke Oshonaike, we have Offiong, and then we have Cecilia. These guys, the Egyptians defeated us convincingly. Meshuab Dina defeated Effiong. You know, the Cecilia as well was defeated. And Brownson, to my greatest surprise, the guys who defeated Effiong the young woman was 13 years. The Egyptian was 13 years. The other one who defeated Funke Oshonaike is actually a youngster. And I begin to wonder, the Egyptians have made their preparation. They've started. These guys, these young lads, are going to dominate Africa again for over 2 decades.
I mean, just watching what you said, we still have Funke Oshonaike. I think she's about 40 thereabouts. 46.
Yeah.
And then you still have Segun Toriola, who is still...
No, Segun is no more there. We have the likes of Haruna Quadri.
Exactly.
The male guys
are
really doing very well. They are not doing badly. They always
fight. We're talking about taking over. I mean, these guys you're talking about, they are over 40.
Over 40.
I mean, it's was it Effiong or so?
Effiong, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's been there for ages. And she's still there, and you wonder, apart from this Molade Thomas tournament that happens once a year, that discovers 1 or 2 players that have really not seen what they've done with those discovery. So it left a lot of things and questions to be answered about how our sport is being run. I mean, the Paralympics. I mean, look at China, for instance. They had 96 gold medal. In all, they had 207 medals. These guys, they are humans. Second position, you have the Great Britain with 41 gold. I'm sure the Great Britain will already look at it as a failure for them. Because if China can double the amount of gold they have, I mean, it left a lot of questions to be. I mean, United States, of course, don't forget now, let me even remind you that the United States used to dominate medal table in every Olympic, Paralympics. The Chinese teams have overtaken them. These things are investment. Great Britain wants to be the best when it comes to not just football, all sports. And they've made a statement of intent by investing so much right now. Let's see, you see that in 4 years' time, you see that the gold medal mark the amount of gold they won in the last Olympics and the Paralympics. You see that in the next Olympic and Paralympics, they would have probably added extra training more to it. That's how to develop sports.
What I'm saying. Instead of us to progress, we are retrogressing, and it's just sad. It's disappointing. Even in the Paralympics, we used to be in Africa. We come first or second. The Tunisians are there, the Algerians are there. We are always among the very best, and you know, even in the world, most of the time we cut away with over 7 gold medals, 6 gold, 8 gold medals, but this time around it's just very disappointing.
I must tell you that sometimes if you want to put so much emotion in talking about our sport, it can affect how your day starts then. But let's hope that our sports ministry can really understand the passions of the Nigerians about sports and really invest if we must make progress. Now let's talk about the World Cup qualifying series. The Super Eagles of Nigeria in Lagos put up a very good performance, even though some fans on social media were saying we should have scored as much as 4-6 goals. I tell you, a win is a win. 2-0 is good enough. Remember the African Cup of Nations qualifiers some 2-3 years ago where Ghana came to Nigeria. South Africa defeated us right here on our home soil. I mean, that could have changed. I mean, but the Super Eagles of Nigeria, good one, and Lagos fans, something to smile about.
Yes, something to smile about. At least for the very first time in over a decade, we're playing an international game right here in Lagos. I remember back in the days when we go to the National Stadium, Surulere, the main stadium where you get to watch the Super Eagles of Nigeria play in the early 90s, prior to the 1994 World Cup, even the African Cup of Nations. I remember going out there to watch one of the games, Nigeria versus Cote d'Ivoire, where we won by 4-1. So it's good to have the Super Eagles back in Lagos. And you know the Lagos fans are always on top of their game. If the Eagles are not doing well, then of course you get the GS, you get the boost. But the guys were able to get the goals. Kelechi Iheanacho bagging a brace, of course, assisted well by Everton's Alex Iwobi. The first half was a bit shaky on their part, but despite all the odds, the Liberians put up a very formidable performance for me. Tactically, I think they were better than the Super Eagles in all. I mean, when you talk about the tactics, individualism, talking about individual talent, I think that's where
we always edge it
above, and that's why you could see the goals we scored was off a brilliance I mean, the brilliances of these two players, Alex Iwobi and Kelechi Iheanacho. It wasn't as if we created those chances, though we created some, but we were not able to get the goals. But where I have my reservations, Brownson, is the fact that the coach came out after that game that it was going to be difficult for him to prosecute the game against Cape Verde with just 2 days left. I think for a coach who has been with the team for 5 years is a disappointing way. I think someone should talk to Roy. He has no excuses. You are given the job. You have to go all out there and deliver and get the job done. Stop complaining about players. Stop complaining about some certain things that are unheard. And that is where I always have my reservation about him.
The ultimate goal for the Super Eagles of Nigeria is to qualify to the World Cup, and I'm sure the technical crew are very much aware of this. Let's see how they can push the team to get to the World Cup, which would be the ultimate goal. Now let's also talk about, still on the World Cup qualifying, one of our African brothers, Morocco. Now, Moroccan national team were trapped in Guinea, where they were set to play a World Cup qualifying game that was for last Monday against the Guinean national team. But the news we are hearing now is that they've been able to escort them out of the country because of the political turmoil that's happening in that part of the country. Kunle, I mean, when things like this happen, it's always very scary, especially when you have a brother in the national team who is trapped in a politically volatile environment at that time, and things could go wrong. But I want to give kudos to CAF Quick Intervention for coming in and at least organizing a team that were able to really quickly take them out of the country.
Yes, it's really good that the guys have been escorted out by special authorization. Nobody wants to be in this kind of in that kind of precarious situation where the president was overthrown and gunshot here and there. The Tunisian coach actually came out to say that they were really very scared and they had to contact the embassy of Tunisia over there. But kudos to even all the authorities, even those that overthrew the present government for even allowing the Tunisians to be escorted out.
The Moroccans.
The Moroccans, I beg your pardon, to be escorted out of the country. It's really a very good one.
This kind of things are diplomatic issues. So, I mean,
they don't want to incur the wrath of the Moroccans, even
and the international community generally.
Yeah, definitely. And that was why the airport was closed. Because when the announcement was made, they said all the airports were closed. But by virtue of the fact that they knew that the Moroccans were there, they had to allow them leave by special authorization.
That's a good one from CAF, and we really hope that right now CAF has not decided if 3 points will be awarded.
No, the game has actually been postponed.
Yeah, it has been postponed, but a lot of people are saying they should have awarded 3 points to the Moroccan for going through that stress. But CAF wants to have a very level playing field, but a final decision has not been made. Time will tell if they will give the 3 points to them or the game is going to be replayed. Thank you very much, Olakunle, for coming on this segment of the show.
Yeah, it's always my pleasure, bro.
All right, let's take a very quick break. When we come back, more to come. Don't go away. Welcome back. Stephen Abiodun joins me on the last lap of the show, and of course, we'll be looking at things that would be coming up this weekend when European football resumes. But first of all, just to also mention that the Belgian national team put up a fine performance in the qualifying series, and of course, the English national team made a statement. But can they win the World Cup? The Euros were just this close to winning it, but World Cup is another platform for the English national team, right? Now let's go to European football. Stephen Abiodun, now lots of things happening. We have Crystal Palace will be taking on Tottenham Hotspurs, who has been 100% table toppers. If the league ends right now, Tottenham will be named the winners. But of course, lots of games, 35 more games to go. Arsenal will be taking on Norwich. I mean, it's fantastic to see. Arsenal 20 position, Norwich 19. So, you want to say it's a heavyweight clash at that level for Arsenal. Brentford, Brighton, Leicester City will take on Manchester City. Manchester United, there's been much talk about the debut of Cristiano Ronaldo. Is he going to debut this weekend? We'll wait and see how well that pans out. But that will be against Newcastle at Old Trafford. Southampton, West Ham, Watford will take on Wolves. And of course, Watford will get to see Nigeria International in that game, talking about our own Troost Ekong. And of course, Chelsea, Aston Villa. Chelsea has been fantastic. And on Sunday, we'll see Leeds United, Chelsea. Now, next week, of course, Everton will take on Burnley. Steve Abiodun, big games in EPL. I mean, EPL, every game looks like a big game. But let's talk about the Manchester United game with Newcastle.
Yeah,
do you think Ronaldo would make his debut this weekend?
Well, Brownson, I think it's more anticipated, so much anticipation in the air. Everybody wants to see Ronaldo play for Man U again. After such a long time gone away from, he's gone to Madrid, he's gone to Juve from there, and then back to Manchester United. So everybody's anticipating that. I want to see him play in England again.
Do you think he has the pace? I mean, English football is quite fast. Do you think Ronaldo has it?
Yeah, for me, I think Ronaldo still has it in him. When you see, I think on the last show, I read about what he eats, the things he drinks, things he avoids. He's a well-disciplined fellow, and I think that has helped his career over time. For me, I mean, how many men at this age can do what he's doing right now? We just have to be sincere with each other. We have to see things the way it is.
Yeah.
If every footballer on planet Earth can be as disciplined as Ronaldo, I think they can go all the way. Ronaldo is close around his mid-30s, and he's still playing, still scoring goals. Look at what he did in the qualifiers there, scoring 2 late goals, and eventually, being the top scorer, all-time top scorer for men football in the world. So I mean, he's doing great right now, and I think he can still pick up the pace.
Top level, and maybe we can also ask maybe if Steve Abiodun can be as disciplined as Ronaldo.
Maybe Pastor can be as disciplined as that.
but I'm sure you can run 5 minutes anyway, because I know what you eat.
Really?
Amala and the buffet will not let you rest.
Once you don't want to try and get to the pitch, trust me.
I think we should put a football game, maybe a friendly game, and spot pizza crew with some of our friends and see what some of us can do.
Of course, that would be very interesting.
But let's talk about another big game, but on the other side of the table, where Arsenal taking on Norwich. Norwich, of course, newcomers in the league. The last time they came and they returned back same season. Now they're back again, and they've not started very well. Do you think Arsenal can use this one to make like a redemption call for their manager?
Yeah, for me, I call that clash, the clash of the Titans at the bottom of the table. I think Norwich has just been better than Arsenal by just scoring 1 goal in 3 games. Arsenal hasn't scored any goal in the 3 games, and considering as much as 9 goals, losing all 9 points. Man, that's a bad record for Arsenal to start with. I mean, for how long? For such a long time, Arsenal has not started the season losing 3 games straight. It's a bad thing to say. It's a bad record to start with. But hopefully, we hope to. I want to see Arsenal revamp. I want to see Arsenal come back. Arsenal has been playing good football. Arsenal used to play good football back then, but now, just like you said earlier, that. The main goal of any football game is to see goals.
Is to see goals. It doesn't matter
how you play
fine football.
Playing the fine football, passes here and there. If you can't score, then it's nothing.
On that certain thing, Arsenal used to pride themselves in playing tiki-taka football.
Of course.
But then I think all that has changed.
When the tiki-taka is gone, the goals are now coming in. I mean, what's happening? And considering the fact that they've spent a lot during transfer window.
I'm shocked to see that.
Over 150 million pounds.
And you ask for who?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
I mean, don't make Arsenal fans cry.
Oh, really?
Now let's move to Spain. 2 games has been postponed. Now, if you want, Chukwueze, even though he's been injured, his team game against Alaves has been postponed, as well as Sevilla Barcelona. I was actually looking for this game because these are the games that decide how the table would be. Now, that game has been postponed. Those games have been postponed. But, however, we'll see Levante take on Rayo Vallecano, as well as Athletic Bilbao and Real Mallorca. Now, on Sunday, we'll see Espanyol take on Atletico de Madrid, Osasuna, Valencia, Cadiz, Real Sociedad, and, of course, Real Madrid will take on Celta Vigo. Now, big game. We're just going to take 1 game. Real Madrid, I mean, fantastic. We've seen Ancelotti do what he does best. He started on a high. He's been 100% so far. I mean, can Madrid really hold on to this fine form?
We know Carlo Ancelotti and what he can do. He's been there for over a decade. He's coached at AC Milan. He's coached Chelsea. He's coached Real Madrid at a particular time, and we know what he did with that thing. And he's back there again, doing what he knows how to do best. So for me, in this particular game, I see him going all the way.
That's what it is as far as La Liga is concerned. Let's see how well what will turn out this weekend. But let's go to Ligue 1 now. The Messi's inclusion in that league has drawn attention, even though it's the 6th ranked team in Europe right now. And of course, England #1. That's what it is. And Ronaldo plays in the best league in Europe. Messi's on the 6th league, so if you're comparing, you know what you're comparing in the amount of goals. All right, PSG will be playing against Clermont this weekend. That's on Saturday. And of course, Monaco will take on Marseille. Some selected fixture will be taken today. And for Lionel Messi, everything looks good for him. We hear he might make his full debut. Now, the last game he came in as a sub, but we hear he's going to start this one. I mean, if you're playing against Clermont, who just came from the League 2, it should be rain of goals, right? Now, let's talk about French Open. Talking about US Open, I beg your pardon. It's been absolutely buzzing. Now, on the men's side, the world #1, talking about Djokovic, was this close to losing to Kei Nishikori, but of course, his class came up in the 3rd set, and of course, he outclassed him and qualified to round 4. Very exciting one for him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brownson. And if there's something about Novak Djokovic, I think there's still this thing for him. He knows how to fight back every time he's down. I think in the Australian Open, the semis, there was time he was down by 2 sets, and at the 3rd set, he came back and eventually won that, and eventually won
all the way.
Open.
Yeah.
So Novak Djokovic, for him, I think he's in the best form, and of his life, he's doing good for himself so much right now that everybody has tipped him to be #1 always. So for me, I think they might probably go all the way this time around too.
Naomi Osaka as well has been sent packing from the tournament. That was very shocking because tournament where you have some top players, crashing out or dropping of the tournament, you want to say that it would have been a very good time. Ashley Patty as well have been sent packing. Now, what this smells is that maybe we might be seeing on the women's side, someone that has not won a Grand Slam before stepping up to win a first Grand Slam.
Definitely, I think that might be happening. Just like about 2 years, was it 2 years ago when Naomi Osaka came on the block beating Serena Williams against all odds. So we might be seeing that Naomi Osaka, for me, I think has been one of the favorites to win the US Open this year. But we see how things are planned.
Life happens to her.
Life happens every time. Probably because she too. There's been daily performance here and there, but I expected that to go all the way, but there's nothing we can do about that. We wait to see who eventually becomes the winner.
That's what it is, and that winner must definitely surely emerge. Thank you very much, Stephen, for coming on the program.
You're very welcome, Brownson.
With that, is the wrap on the show today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Now, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms currently displaying on your screen. Now, you can also go to our YouTube channel, Sport Pizza, and follow our content. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Brownson Unwana. On behalf of all the production crew, thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.